Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel or you do not know who I am, my name is Jacob and this is Vintage by Jacob. I am a full-time online reseller of vintage and basically any type of clothing I can get my hands on and resell online. I primarily sell on the Poshmark app, and that is where I make my full-time income. Like seriously, all my checks come from the Poshmark app, and it's super crazy at this point, but I basically use this YouTube channel to document my day-to-day practices as a business owner and a full-time entrepreneur and reseller, and kind of give you guys some transparency about what it's really like to scale a business. Not that hyped up, souped up, you know, you can make this amount of money online with little work. No, that is not the case on this channel. I'm actually trying to scale a legitimate business to as big as I can, and I want to take you guys along during the process of that. I have a ton of videos on my channel already and many more to come, covering various different topics such as reselling, different business tips and tricks, management tools. I also have some really fun videos like DIYs, how-to videos. I also bring you guys along when I go out thrifting and show you guys my cool vintage finds and stuff that I find to resell, and just a plethora of different business related videos, entrepreneurship related videos, and also some fun videos as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, then I think this is the channel for you, and it would be beneficial to both you and me, a win-win scenario, if you would hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I think we're building a super cool community here, and every time I get a new subscriber, it just motivates me more and more to give you guys more value and more content, and it's just a super cool feeling, and I cannot thank you guys enough so far. If you're feeling extra generous, then hit the like button. You already know the YouTube algorithm loves it when you hit the like button, and that is the easiest way to support this channel, so I would greatly appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. That would be super awesome. I cannot thank you guys enough so far for hitting the like button. You guys have been fantastic. Lastly, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or you just want to, I don't know, talk, hit me up in the comment section down below. I would love to talk to each and every one of you guys down there. So I have a very fun video for you guys today. I think this one is going to be mainly educational. I think it's going to be fun as well, but I'm going to show you guys how I actually made $192 yesterday evening on Poshmark in about an hour. Yes, that's right, about an hour of work, and I netted over $190, which is crazy. I mean, that's like very good lawyer money, doctor money. But nonetheless, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did that. I try to sprinkle some tips and tricks along the way. This can be very beneficial, especially if you are if you're in the reselling business. If you have a reselling business or you like to do on the side, I have some very valuable information for you guys, so make sure to stick all the way through to the end so you guys can fully understand my process of how I did this. But yeah, I think this is going to be valuable for any type of business that you're in, because this can be you know, a copy and paste to pretty much any type of business. I'm going to throw the camera on the tripod and show you guys how I actually made over $190 in an hour on Poshmark. All right, so how I made over $190 in an hour on Poshmark. How is that possible? But first and foremost, I'm going to throw a disclaimer out there. Reselling is not an easy gig. It's not something you can just pick up, expect to make a ton of money. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of patience. Like I've preached in the past, and I've shared you guys my story about how I got to where I am today, where I make a full-time living reselling online. And when I say full-time living, I want to be very transparent with you guys. I am not a millionaire. I am not exuberantly rich. I would love to be one day, and I know it's going to take a long, kind of grueling, slow process to get there. But I'm doing fine. I can afford all my bills. I can afford a moderate lifestyle, something in which I, you know, am proud to live and proud to be able to afford to live like that. But by no means am I, you know, just a super glamorous, famous, I make a ton of money, all this stuff. You know, I'm proud of what I do, and I like to share that with you guys. But I just want to throw that disclaimer out there, because I'm all about you know, the hard truth. You know, sometimes the easiest answer is not so easy, or what's the phrase, sometimes the best answer is not the easiest one, and that's what I'm all about. I want to give you guys some transparency about what it's really like to own a business, and this is just a perfect example of it. Reselling takes a lot of hard work, like I already said, and I had to work hard to get to the point where I'm at today. But nonetheless, I did make $190 in an hour yesterday evening. Now, yesterday was Sunday, and the weekends, like I've shared in the past, are typically my best days for reselling. Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Friday evening. Kind of that Friday evening into Monday morning is kind of where I accumulate a lot of my sales for the week. It kind of like, you know, the weekend is kind of the big majority of my sales for the entire week. Yesterday was a perfect example of that. If you've watched a couple of my past videos, you know I have a somewhat of a surprise coming up. And unfortunately, right now with my business, I am not adding a whole ton of new inventory to it, which is unfortunate because that is kind of how you grow a reselling business. You kind of have to constantly be feeding it brand new inventory. And unfortunately, I'm not in a position to do that right now. I'm actually more so in a position of liquidating a lot of my old inventory. And that's exactly what I did yesterday. So what I did yesterday to accumulate a rush of sales yesterday evening, I want to say it was between 4 and 5 o'clock is when I started the process. So actually what I did in order to accumulate $190 in sales in about an hour was I utilized the offer to likes button. It's actually called the offer to likers button. And that is exactly what I utilized. I put my head down. I went through all my listings that had a good amount of likes. And typically when a listing has a ton of likes, it means it has probably been sitting in your inventory for a long while to accumulate that amount of likes. And the price just isn't right, so it's not selling. And that's exactly what I did. I went through all my inventory that has been sitting for a while, that has accumulated a good amount of likes, and I'm talking, you know, 7+ likes, you know, 7, 10, 15, 20, sometimes 25, 30 likes, those types of listings. I actually went through and I did offer to likers. I adjusted the price, I gave discounted shipping, and it worked fantastically. So I sat down, I put my head down, and I did the grueling process of going through all my old inventory and doing that. It took about an hour, but in no time, I was racking up sales like crazy. I'm going to share screenshots and all that with you guys, little video recordings, but I actually ended up selling $192 worth of items with about an hour of work, which isn't too bad. I was actually super thrilled. I was able to flush out a lot of my old inventory, and it's going to be super valuable for the process that I'm going through right now, which I will be sharing with you in future videos, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Like I said, with about an hour of work, I ended up selling $192 worth of inventory, which equated to about 15 items being sold, which is fantastic. That's 15 listings that I'm able to give to somebody else. They got a good deal on them, and I think everybody's going to be happy all in all, and it really capped off my week very pleasantly, to say the least. I was super thrilled with the results. Now, there's a caveat to this. Obviously, you guys know I had to put in work to get inventory listed in the past, and now I have to do the fun part of shipping all these orders. So I guess if you want to get real nitpicky, you know, you could figure out all the hours of that, stuff like that, and maybe you could figure it out that way. But how I'm looking at it is, you know, I put my head down, I worked for a solid hour sending offers to likers, and by the way, it is not an easy task. To do it for an hour straight is honestly pretty grueling. It is a very mentally draining task. It's just so repetitive, and it's not fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, it's worse than taking a big test in school. At least that's how I looked at it. But nonetheless, I basically am equating that hour as being the catalyst for achieving $192 in sales. And you know, if that's what motivates me to do more of it, then I'm gonna run with it. And I feel good about it. So, and I don't mind sharing that with you guys. So yes, I think the moral of today's story is to go out and scour through your old inventory, the things that aren't selling, figure out a good price point as to why you think they're not selling, adjust it to that price point, maybe offer a little discounted shipping, all that stuff. And I know you can do this for any platform. This isn't Poshmark specific. This also applies to eBay, Mercari. Even if, I know eBay has a very similar feature, and I'm not so sure about Mercari, but even if you adjust the prices of your things to something maybe a little bit more applicable to the market, maybe you're just wrong about the price. It can really have a long-term impact on if the item is going to sell or not. So that's exactly what I did, and it was a huge success, and I think it's something I need to implement more and more into my business. I mean, I've always dabbled with it. I've always had a good understanding of things that have been sitting for a while, and I need to adjust the price and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to make it more of a routine, so to speak, maybe like a weekly or bi-weekly thing where I actually try and flush out a bunch of old inventory. So not only was I really pleased with the results, but I think it's something that I'll be able to apply long-term into my business, which I'm super excited about. And obviously I'm going to share everything along the way with you guys. But yeah, that is kind of the moral of the story for today's video, is go through your inventory, figure out why things aren't selling. Maybe you have to adjust the price. Maybe things need new photos too. I definitely saw cases of that in my inventory where my listing process has changed, and I believe my listings are higher quality now. And some of my old listings, I feel like I probably could have got more money for, but instead I had to adjust the price lower in order for them to sell, which is kind of a bummer because you kind of feel like you leave money on the table. But that's okay. It's a part of growing. It's a part about learning. It's a part of learning and growing and just figuring out ways to improve your business and become more efficient for the long term. Right, guys, so that is today's video. Go out, do the same thing with your business. I think you guys are really going to appreciate the results. I know I did. The same thing with your business. Let me know how it goes, and if it didn't work well, you know, shoot me a DM. I'd love to help you guys in any way I can. I mean, that's kind of the point of this channel, is to help entrepreneurs be entrepreneurs and be able to, you know, work at their fullest ability. Because in my opinion, in order to be fully fulfilled and feel like you're making a difference, and it is to share. I mean, sharing knowledge is how we move forward, and I guess that's my philosophy, and I guess that's a personal philosophy of mine. Whether you agree with it or not, it's okay. I mean, it's super important to have your own opinion and live by it, and I'm just trying to do that with mine. So nonetheless, I appreciate all the help so far, all the support. You guys have obviously been the best, and I hope I am providing some value to you guys. I mean, that's ultimately the goal. That's why I like to make these videos and why I continue to make them. So yes, I appreciate everything. That's today's video. Go out, make some money, grow your business, or just have fun watching these videos. Nonetheless, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Be good to one another, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.